It was while addressing the opening ceremony of the Latimer House Principals Symposium that Chief Justice Sir Patterson Cheltenham identified a number of concerns. He is completely opposed, for example, to the President of Barbados having to give the green light for a member of the judiciary to go on temporary leave. Sir Patterson said this historical anomaly makes absolutely no sense, since the Chief Justice, who is head of the judiciary, is in a better position to make such a major decision that would impact the operations of the judicial system.
I think it is wrong, fundamentally wrong. The executive has no right saying to a Chief Justice, whoever he or she may be, that I will say that leave is to be granted to X or to Y, or on what terms and conditions. That is one of the things we have inherited. And I also recall when I first took up the job that my executive assistant used to say to me, oh, you have to write to the cabinet for when you're going overseas. I said, let me share something with you, ma'am. I did not take up this job to forfeit my freedom. However, as Chief Justice, I will duly inform them of my absence from the island, because that carries implications. There will be a need to have someone in office whilst I'm away. But I am not seeking cabinet's approval for my flights.
He also noted potential issues with judges having reached the age of retirement, needing to apply to the executive for an extension.
That is a request that ought to be made to whoever is the incumbent Chief Justice. He looks at the docket, you talk with the judge about how that person is feeling, how is your health, you think you can do an extra 2 years, or do you want at most 18 months? That is the type of intimate, personal, but also very professional dialogue you will have. You send that to the executive. And what then happens? You are in a civil matter dealing with constitutional issues, and you have to be contemplating, how do I go? No judge should be doing this. Do I go left? Do I go right? If I go left, maybe I'll get the extension. If I go right, they may be angry with me.
Additionally, Sir Patterson said his office was also lacking administrative office essentials because the budget for the registration department is controlled by the Attorney General.
So technically, a Chief Justice could say, well, it's your bailiwick. It's nothing to do with me. And if it falls, if it stands, it's at you. I don't take that approach. I think as a Chief Justice, you have to be responsible and you have to be concerned about how the registration department functions, because it is the engine room. If you're the pilot, you have to be sure that the engines are working well. But it's a matter in which I have no say.
The symposium will expose members of the judiciary to the Latimer House Principals Toolkit, which provides a practical guide to enhancing the separation of powers. The Chief Justice is hoping for positive suggestions to come out of the robust discussions that will redound to the improved judiciary. The event, being held at the Lloyd Erskine Sandford Centre, has been organised by the Commonwealth Secretariat. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.